Hello, Guardians, and welcome to Destiny Reset Episode 22. This podcast is about anything and everything related to Destiny the game. If you enjoy playing Destiny as much as we do, you're in the right place. This week we get our hands dirty in Iron Banner, hash out the upcoming Sandbox updates, and remember to be thankful for what we have. Hello, Guardians, and welcome. This is Zero Knight, and here with me, as always, CyborgSasquatch. What's up, man?
Hey, what's going on, Mr. Titan Arrow Knight?
Yes, sir. I'm actually I'm playing on my other characters now, but still primarily a Titan.
What?
You know that. So what's up with you, man?
Oh, not much, man. I've had a pretty fun week in Destiny, playing a little Iron Banana.
Iron Banner is back.
Did a little raiding, did some things. We can talk about that, you know.
I guess technically it's almost gone now.
It's gone. By the time
right.
everybody hears
Oh,
this.
that's right.
Guys,
yeah.
Iron Banner is...
Oh, it's gone.
It's gone. Okay. But, you know, before we get into all this fun stuff, let's talk a couple announcements real quick. Let's talk about my geography lesson of the week. It's my favorite part of the show.
I'm excited about this one.
Who's it going to be this week? I bet you know. It's St. Louis, Missouri in the United States of America.
Woo woo.
Called the Gateway to the West. And it's also the home of the 11-time World Series champion, St. Louis Cardinals. Why don't you tell us about those? I think we have a in-house Cardinals fan here, don't we?
We do. You know, I tried to tweet Aaron at Indio Techno when I saw this. He actually threw me off when he tweeted us this. I'm still trying to get used to your new geography lesson angle that we're doing now.
Yep, messing up the Twitter feed.
If you're a baseball fan, you know, you think of three different teams usually right off the top. Even, you know, old time teams, and it's I'll start with the Cardinals,
right,
and then, you know, Boston,
Bo Sox,
and then the Yankees.
The Yankees.
So you know, not you know, all the other teams are great, but the Cardinals, man, I will say I am pretty close to St. Louis, Missouri, and I will also say that I was at Game 7 of the 2011 World Series when they won against a very, very respectable Texas Rangers. So, anyways, this one I was super excited about, man.
That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. And I've actually been to St. Louis, even though I'm nowhere close to St. Louis. I have visited. I've been in the giant the arch. What's it called?
That's it. You got it.
The arch, the St. Louis Arch.
I've been in there as well, man. I don't know that I'd do it again.
No, I wouldn't do it again. You go up like an elevator inside of it. It's kind of interesting. And
the little elevator you take to the top is pretty small.
Yeah, it's tiny. It's like a little.
And they fit like 4 people in it.
Yeah.
At least this was many years ago.
And this thing is like, I don't know how many years old, and you're going clunk, 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 like. But anyways, it's pretty fun. If you ever go to St. Louis, go check out the big St. Louis Arch there. And there's a lot of other stuff too. I hear they have some good barbecue there.
Yes, sir. And some toasted ravioli and some good St. Louis style pizza.
Nice.
Definitely should go to St. Louis.
All right. So thanks at Indio Techno, our friend Aaron from over at Dad's.
Yes, sir.
For being our Spotlight Geography lesson of the week. Now, I don't think, Aaron, that you told us what your favorite class was or what the best class was. So I have to assume by proxy that you agree with me that it's the Warlock. So thank you, Aaron, for confirming that.
I knew you were going to go there, man.
Did we have any other news going on? What's going on the Twitter sphere this week with us?
We wanted to remind you guys of a little giveaway we're doing. This is something Cyborg and I just like to put together every now and then. We don't like to flood your Twitter feeds with giveaway tweets, but we do like to give stuff away every now and then. So we did hit 800, and at the pizza guy, we tweeted him. He tweeted us back, and he got $10 in silver for his Xbox account. But we're moving in on 850, so at 900, another $10 we're going to give away to you guys, just because we love you so much. And then at 1,000, Cyborg is just setting on some engrams.
I got those
guys.
sweet baby engrams, guys.
Right?
And we keep getting tweets from people like, I want those engrams. Well, you can't have them until you prime from my cold, dead, retweeted hands and get me to 1,000 followers.
There you go. Yep. So if you retweet and promote some people to find us and check out the show and hopefully enjoy it like you guys do, that will put you in for a chance to win either one of these things. So
yeah, and I might have a little extra surprise when we get to 1,000 that I haven't talked about yet.
They keep throwing some sales on the Bungie store, man. We might have to
surprise
them with
They do, and sometimes I don't mention when I see them. I just purchase. I have a Bungie.net store problem, in case you don't know, but it's all for the fans. All right, so I'm gonna get you this week. How was your reset?
Oh, my reset. Apparently, as per normal, for me, no Nightfalls this week, man. Trials is back. Iron Banner was this week. I'm not hopping in Nightfall. I don't know what the deal is. How about you?
So I think for the first time in 22 episodes, we're both sitting here saying we have not completed Nightfalls.
Nightfall, I know, right? What is it though?
Episode 6 me would just slap me in the face.
Is it that the rewards still aren't there?
I think that there's something to be said for the fact that, these two guys that would just love our Nightfalls and do them every week like clockwork aren't doing them anymore.
Right. I mean, that was always a Tuesday night thing, man.
Yeah. Yep. I've thought about it. Like, should I feel guilty? Like, should I do this? I don't really want to do that, but man, right. I feel like I should, but I didn't. I know it was Taniks. But why do I want to go do that? And don't get me wrong, Nightfalls are fun. It's a fun activity to do, but there's a lot of fun stuff to do this week. Right. Why do I want to go do that and get another 284 ghosts to drop? Right. Like, I have no purpose for that. Why do I want to do that when I already have a version of all the exotics I can obtain?
Right. Yeah. Which we'll talk a little about exotics later, but the thing is, it's fun. It's still, I love the end when you're just waiting for that reward to show up, and actually playing the Nightfall is fun. But yeah, man, like it's just so much more enjoyable when you get that exciting Hawk Moon that you've been trying to get forever. No doubt. Something like that.
No doubt. Maybe I just play too much, and so the rewards aren't as enticing. But I don't know. I might try to take a crack at them next week, see how we do.
I guess if you don't have every exotic, like you said, like we do, people out there that don't, the Nightfall's a great place to get that still.
Well, and hopefully there will be a good place to get some more exotics. We'll talk about that when we get into the news. But what else you been doing this week?
Man, I'm still running. It's still a game of marks for me because there's always something I want, especially now that I've got my alts leveled up. I'm still trying to, I got the Light Beyond Nemesis for my Warlock, so I'm nice. Trying to do those dailies to get my marks, play the system, especially with Iron Banner and Trials because you get so many marks from them. But I actually did it again this week, man. I said I wasn't going to do it. I turned in my level 4 bounty for Iron Banner right after thinking that I needed to go buy something real quick, and I got 6 marks for it.
Oh, no, you did it again.
Yeah, man, I had 194, so that's the second time I've done that.
You gotta watch them, man. You gotta watch them. I think I'm about to finally go buy the Year 2 Bad Juju. That's something I don't have.
I don't have that actually either, man.
But it's good, man. Well, it is for now. I want to try it while it's still pleasurable.
Yeah, I might have to pick that up. I forgot all about that gun. I get killed by it enough.
Oh yeah, I get killed by it plenty. I'm getting tired of it. So I was like, I'm gonna get me one of this.
Yep, for sure. Did you do the raid at all this week?
I did do the raid. We had a little more difficulty than we did last week. I don't know what was going on. Our game was a little off this week. I still got 2 hard mode clears through with my team.
Your normal raid team?
Yeah, the normal, kind of set of guys. There's a couple alternates that jump in and out, but had the regular guys in there, and we got them done. But I don't know, maybe we were just doing it a little bit too late one night or something like that. I can say with certainty, like the later it seems that we start the raid, the harder time we have finishing. Right. And I just think it's like people get tired or not even
when you get tired, it's almost over. After
and not
that,
even
man.
sleepy, but just fatigued because you've already been playing for a little while or
Right.
whatever it is. When you get into the hardest encounter with Oryx, where everything has to be precise, everything has to be like clockwork, several times over and over. So one little slip, like you're tanked.
Right. Yeah.
But we
Hard
still
mode
got
is
through
still
it.
on my list, man. A couple people from the community reached out to me and said they would run it with me. So
Nice, dude.
I will definitely be doing that soon. So
Yeah, you should line that up for maybe
I know, man.
this coming week with the
I think
holiday.
so.
That would be a good time to try.
Right.
Right.
If I can, I'm gonna maybe fit in a little Fallout like you have, but I think I may try to do that.
Shh, don't tell them about that.
Yeah.
I don't play that game. What are you talking
No,
about?
you don't play Fallout?
No. What's Fallout? Yeah, you definitely should, and you can let me know how you do in your progress. I can give you some coaching tips.
That sounds
you
good. I
guys get
probably
through it.
will be picking your brain again
Yeah.
or going back and listening to you on one of the previous
Yeah.
episodes.
Because I've been thinking about possibly doing like a Sherpa a week, like maybe try to pick up a team, like maybe pull in one veteran with me, and then pick up like 3 or 4 guys who maybe haven't completed it or haven't even done it, and try to do like some Sherpa runs in the next week or 2.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Maybe.
Man. Definitely.
Coming up, I'm going to talk to some of our community managers, Joe the Meaden and Manny G, see what they think. Maybe try to put something together on Xbox.
If I could get my Xbox, give him some love, Xbox Titan a little bit, and then you could Sherpa me through.
Yeah, we got to Sherpa you through and hit 2 birds with 1 stone, man. You got to get to work on that Xbox Titan.
I know, man. I just need to farm some Court of Oryx.
My guy's sitting at 304. And not even on purpose.
Yeah, I knew you were going to leave me,
I just had
man.
the guns. The guns is what
it's huge.
Really pushes it up. Like, I would be much lower if I didn't have all these nice guns, but I can't help that.
Yeah, it's like my same thing on my PlayStation characters, man. I was not going to level my alts, and then once I realized it seems even easier than before, man, to switching that stuff over, switching your ghost. The only thing you can't switch over, obviously, armor, but your artifact. But man, you're 280 before you realize it.
But yeah, you get up pretty quick, which is nice. I mean, that's kind of where you want to be.
Right.
But if you're another Guardian out there that's sitting in the 280s, 290s, like Court of Oryx, that's the way to go. Because I jumped in there and was like 260, and before I knew it, I was like 290 something. I was like, oh wow, that was pretty quick. Like, I had a lot of runes and stuff, but even if you just kind of go with some people, you can farm a lot of engrams and go up pretty quick.
Yeah, I'm going to have to definitely farm some Court of Oryx. You may have to jump in there with me.
We'll do it, man. It's fun.
Yeah, I know. Court of Oryx is a blast. Like, it's fun just to chill in there and goof around.
Kill monsters, as people say, or goonies, or whatever you want to call them. I hear all kinds of crazy talk for what they consider enemies in this game. I swear, like, people never run out of a new thing. I've heard monsters, goonies, toons, aliens, you name it. I'm just like, enemies? Bad guys?
Just bad guys.
Just bad guys. But yeah, I had fun on the raid this week. I can't think of anything super significant that I picked up. I'm kind of getting at this point like incremental raises in light and gear. Like I might get something that's like 2 more than I had. I can't get past 311 on my boots. It's really
What's your highest
aggravating
character
me.
setting at right now?
I think with his best gear on, I'm 316.
Oh, nice.
Something like that. I mean, that's not bad. It's not like I need to be more. I just want to be more.
Right. Yep.
Especially when I got that 320 reflection sum last week, and I'm just like, ooh, 320, yes, more.
Yep. But I got the 320 Scout. So
that's nice.
I'm not a huge fan of that gun, but I'll take 320.
Oh, I mean, you can use that though,
right?
For anything. Well, you probably got that from trials, right? Did you run some trials this week?
Yes, sir. Actually, yep. I this week, man, Friday night we played a couple rounds, and I got to give, which I was gonna save this for later, but I'll just do it now. Give a shout out to my fire team. It was Terry, Dixie Flatline, and I Tattoo You, which is Jordan. We've mentioned him before, but we've been trying to run together for a little bit now, and we ran 3 of us and used our Mercy at like 3 or 4 wins, and we were like, oh no, let's just keep going. And we 9-0'd it. We were pretty excited about that.
Nice. Congrats.
Yep. Yeah, it was fun, man. And then we swapped out one of us and ran another passage and went 9-0 without using our Mercy at all, man. So it was pretty fun.
Impressive. What nights were you doing it? That was Friday night?
That was Friday night,
Oh, that's the tough night, too.
Yep. Yeah,
It was stone cold killers.
Yeah, I know, right? It was a blast, man. We had a good time. We all, Jordan jumped in with us because Terry and Dixie are my normal fire team. We've gotten really good at communicating with each other.
Yep.
And props to him, man. He jumped in, and it was just like he'd been playing with us for weeks, and he was tearing it up.
Yeah. So this week we were on Rusted Lands, right?
Yes. Yeah, which I was worried about, man.
Tell me what you did there, because I didn't get to play, but I was really like trying to think like how I would want to play that map.
Well, the thing is, we realized very quickly that you got to try to find a place that you can all hold down. And on that map, man, I just felt like it promoted to scatter. Like, no matter what you did, it seemed like the enemy team could just shoot at you and peg at you from different angles, no matter what you did. So we would try to hold down like A, to try to limit the different areas that they could come to us at. And then honestly, C, where you spawn at C, isn't a bad place to take over. We would try to, if things got we were losing and things got kind of hairy, we would go kind of overtake B a little bit. But again, you could just get shot from so many angles.
Oh, yeah. It's a lot of vantage points.
Yeah, but it was fun, man. I mean, we realized on that map, you kind of just had to stay mobile and stay together. Don't spread out too far and team shoot every possible second you could. So
nice.
It was fun, man. It was a good time. So you said you didn't get a chance to try anything?
No, I didn't get to, and I was a little preoccupied with Iron Banner too, so I wasn't like super stressed about jumping into trials this weekend because the rewards in Iron Banner were really good. This week, I do have to say, And our friend @BoldDragon480 he said, I think this is the best Iron Banner yet since year 1 that's been out. This loot is ridiculous. It's dropping like flies, he says.
Yeah, I gotta say it was, man. Yeah,
a lot of good stuff dropping. Let's talk about Iron Banner a little bit.
Yeah, let's do it.
How was your experience this week? Did you enjoy playing Clash and Iron Banner?
I actually liked it, man. I felt like, minus a couple games, I felt like I had more control of my wins. There was periods or streaks where it didn't feel like that, but more so than control, I felt like my overall, as long as I was kind of on my shot, my overall score and contribution to the match contributed, I guess I'm trying to say, more overall to winning than it does in control, because it seems like in control people have to be mindful of a couple different things, whereas in Clash they just got to kill people and hopefully stay close to their team, instead of running around like crazy.
Yeah, that's a big, there's a lot of layers to doing really well in Clash, I think, strategy wise, but biggest thing, like, don't run off on your own, like stick close to your team, stay alive, use your supers, chain supers. Chaining supers can really help you run away with a match. But I liked mainly just how much quicker the matches went by.
Oh, definitely.
Because you cap out at, I think, 10K in points to win. So, as long as you're not like on a big map, like Cathedral of Dusk, those took a lot longer. I don't know if you ended up matchmaking on that map. Not my favorite map. It's real big.
Yeah, I think just a couple times.
Yeah, but those took a little bit longer. But then you would get on some, medium or even smaller size maps, and they would go by pretty quick, and I enjoyed that.
I noticed that a lot of maps, and I guess it kind of happened before, but they would come up a lot in a row.
Yeah. I had Frontier show up like several times in a row and stuff like that. Vertigo.
Right. Just making sure it wasn't just me.
No, that did happen. I don't know what it is that makes the matchmaking make those choices, but I was like, oh, Frontier again. My favorite. Like, come on, guys. But overall, I had a good time. Like, I had some bad nights. I had a night where I was kind of feeling down in the mouth, and my hand-eye coordination wasn't great. So I just said, you know what? I'm not gonna sit here and rage. I'm not gonna get frustrated. I'm just gonna get off, go do something else. And I came back the next night, and had a pretty good time.
Yeah, I had a similar thing one evening. Some nights it's just not video game night. It's just go watch a show or something.
I realized this is not going to happen for me.
I will say, man, most of it this go round, I played a couple times during the week. I think on Tuesday when it opened up, and then maybe one other night I did a set of bounties, and then yesterday, I was kind of telling you this before the show. I was 2.5, 2 3/4. And I turned in 2 weeklies and I think 5 dailies because I was setting on 2 different ones. Mm-hmm. And dude, I hit 5 in like 2 hours. And I soloed and or played with one other person all week. I don't know that I ever had like maybe the first night we had several people. But other than that, I soloed a lot of it and maybe we had one other person on my fire team. So I don't know. It was a pretty pleasant experience for that,
Yeah, I played some games on my own, and it's not as terrible as Iron Banner Control.
Right.
It just, I guess people just play a little different. They're a little smarter, I guess. I don't know what it is, but it wasn't as bad to matchmake with just random people and stuff. But I did have a good time playing with full fire teams. That's always fun.
Yeah, and I got the hand cannon dropped for me in a game. I got legs. I got the 317 Ghost, and then also another Ghost from the Rank 5 package.
Nice,
and of course, like we were talking about, that 310 artifact, blue artifact was nice.
Yeah. So you get the 310 artifact from Rank 3, a blue one. I was a little surprised they didn't give us a legendary.
Right, I know, it's weird.
That was strange, but either way,
I didn't know it was guaranteed.
Yeah. Until everybody's like, yeah, for sure, I'm getting it. And but I was just seeing a lot of rewards for people. Like, I got the chest and the gloves to drop as rewards. Didn't have to buy them. I got our Ghost. I got the artifact. I got a 315, the new auto rifle.
Oh, nice. I want that auto rifle, yet.
Man. So I have to give that a try and see how it handles, but it looks real cool. So, was pretty satisfied overall. I had a fun week, got good rewards.
We got to give them props. They stepped up the game on the loot tables, I think.
Yeah. So I'm going to actually, when we get done here, I'm going to go try to run for a while with my Titan and see if I can get them up to 3 real quick. And our banner, maybe get that artifact. So it'll be a lot easier than running that whole Taken War quest line.
Yeah, that's a good idea, man. I would definitely do that.
Yeah,
I was just happy to see 300 plus stuff like all the time. That was just
there was
nice,
a lot.
man.
There was a lot. People were in it, and I saw a lot of ghosts drop as rewards with like 310 plus.
Right.
Like,
I was shocked when I got the 317, man, because I got a 319 from the raid, which was crazy lucky on my part, and then the 317 drops in Iron Banner, and I'm like, I'll take that. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I think the best I have is like 316 overall, so that's a good reward. Yeah, so I think people were pretty pleased. I think they did a good job of taking care of the loot table problem there and making the rewards come out a little more smoothly.
Yeah, I like that they switched it up. They just, I wonder why sometimes, before we move on, I want to see what you think about this. Why don't you, I like something different, maybe keep it something for a couple of them and then switch it. But why don't you think they just do just a little extra playlist the week that it's up and you can play Control or Clash or Rift?
I was wondering that too, and somebody brought up a good point that it may divide the player base of
too much
people that are playing. Like, okay, for instance, what if they did one game that was a 6s type and one game that was a 3s type?
Right.
Okay, well, automatically, that and I don't want to generalize this too much, but the more avid PvP players are probably going to go for 3s.
Right.
Wouldn't you think?
Yeah, I'm guessing. Yeah, especially, Trials has just trained us to want to play those 3s,
right,
man.
Okay, and then let's take the course, like, what if they did Control and Clash? I'm probably going to go Clash.
Right.
A lot of other people are maybe going to go Control that don't like Clash and haven't played a lot of Clash. So when somebody framed it to me that way, I was like, well, that's probably a good point, because you don't want to have one playlist be empty or just be full of only novice or inexperienced or whatever players,
right?
And have all the more avid players in another playlist. And I may be like being really, I don't know the word, elite in my thinking there. I don't want to be like too overboard with that, but I just get that feeling that might be what would happen.
Well, it's just like when they release DLC packs and stuff and it splits people up. But, you'd think there would be enough to fill it, but at the same time, it definitely could cause other problems, man. You would just want to play a little Control, and nobody's feeling Control anymore because you can complete this Clash games a little quicker,
Right.
So I don't know.
But I wouldn't mind like a skirmish Iron Banner.
Oh, that would be so fun,
That would be fun.
Yeah.
Because, it's not quite elimination. It's a little more, because you can revive and kind of practice that game. Like that may like kind of give some more of the general PvP populace some practice into threes, right. If they did that. I don't know if that'll happen, but they could do more.
I would enjoy that.
Yeah.
I wanted to mention too, before we move on to the news, I did my PvP weekly bounties for the third time.
Nice.
And
what'd you get?
Are you ready?
Yeah.
You remember what I got last time? I got a 303 Ghost.
Okay. All right.
This time, I got a 303 Ghost.
Shut up, man.
Not even joking, dude.
You didn't get that cool shader that Swain was on here bragging about?
I did not, man. And I got, Party Crasher the first time, which I'll take. But the perks weren't great, but I'll take it. Then a 303 Ghost and another 303 Ghost. So I'm not sold on the PvP rewards yet, but I'll give it a little while longer.
They need some work. It's like the Nightfall, man.
Right.
They need to do something with that. It especially contrasts when you play something like Trials or Iron Banner, and now we're getting like what we feel like is some really good, rewarding stuff.
Right.
But then you go do something like that, like the Nightfall or the weekly bounties, which are supposed to be equivalent to Nightfall rewards, and those are like tough pieces of content, and you're gonna get one drop. I would expect that one drop to kind of be on par with in-game activity.
I know you're doing 5 bounties.
Yeah.
And they're not, I mean, you can do them in a few hours in an afternoon just playing some Crucible with your friends, but you're turning in 5 bounties and then you get a 303 Ghost, It's
it's not great.
Yeah. That's all right.
We'll see. We'll hang in there. See if they can adjust that anymore.
I'll give it a couple more. I'll report, hopefully do it a couple more weeks, and we'll see. We'll see what else I get.
Yeah. Provide your feedback. That's all we can do. You want to talk news?
Let's do it, man.
Let's talk news. All right.
I'm getting confused with hot fixes and patches, man. Like what's dropping when.
Hot patches.
Yeah, there you go.
So last week, when we talked last on Monday, I believe we had a patch come through, and then on reset day, there was pretty quickly people were realizing that there was an issue with leg engrams, not decoding into anything. So, apparently the Cryptarch was just stacking up, boots in the back, just laughing at everybody because he was about to open his version of the Tower Nike store on the side, but they caught him pretty quick and dropped a reset day patch really fast. So I was pretty pleased that they fixed this that fast, and they fixed that. What else was in that little hot fix? They fixed the Iron Banner item descriptions. So they had promised that they would give us a little descriptor in the Iron Banner class item shader emblem, and all I had was a picture of a wolf head or something.
Yeah.
And so they fixed that so it actually says like this item provides additional Iron Banner reputation gain or something like that. So that was good. So they fixed that pretty quick. Good job, Bungie. You guys are so fast.
Yeah, fix stuff so quick, right?
So hefty and just amazing with these patches. Good job. Then let's talk about the weekly update.
Oh man.
Walk us through this weekly update. I know we had a couple different things that we'll break up.
Yeah, we got the weekly update and a huge chunk of the weapon balancing in December. So we we will knock this out and try to feed you guys as much information as we can. I will say, just a reminder, which they mentioned in the weekly update, don't forget, Mr. Banshee now has your weapon parts. He's had those for a little while now.
Sweet weapon parts.
250 glimmer per 5 weapon parts.
Man,
which at first
that's not bad.
Almost fell over, and then I realized it wasn't that bad.
Yeah, I can live with that. And I get into a party last night, and my buddy's like, hey, Cyborg, ask me how many weapon parts I have. I'm like, hey, you got a lot? He's like, yeah, I got 1,000 again. And I was like, holy crap. He said, I've been spending all my glimmer on weapon parts.
It's so funny, man, because I told you guys a couple of shows ago that I'd been leveling those alts, and I got greens were just dropping like crazy, man. So I'm setting on like 100 and something, and I haven't even needed to buy any. Now, if that would have dropped like 3 weeks ago, I probably would have spent all 25,000 glimmer on weapon parts, man.
Yeah. When the drought was there, I probably would have bought more, but I did spend quite a few of what I had. As soon as that dropped, I was like, oh, you're getting upgraded. Oh, okay, I'm gonna buy this. Okay, I'm gonna buy this. And I spent like, I don't know how many mats, but I started out with 25k glimmer, and I started going nuts with like using some stuff to infuse weapons and armor and this and that.
Right.
And I think I had like 10k glimmer left just from upgrading and infusing. So I went nuts there.
Crazy.
For a minute. Yeah, I spent a lot of stuff, but
I need to go level up some of my weapons too.
But man, I wasn't worried about it. I was like, oh, well, I'll just buy some more. I was
now
happy.
the real pain now, of course, we move right on to something else. Those dang materials, man. It's so painful to get rid of marks for Spirit Bloom.
Oh yeah. I can live with it, man.
It works.
I'm at a point where I've bought a lot of what I want to buy with marks, besides maybe like a couple things here and there.
Yeah.
So
it's always that moment when you're like you said, you want a bad juju. It's like you go to buy Spirit Bloom and you're like, wait, is there anything that I want before I spend this on Spirit Bloom?
Right.
But yeah, it's a little less painful than it used to be.
Yep.
I will say, dude, I thought this was funny in the weekly update. They said, those changes and more are available for download right now if your console has been dormant or otherwise occupied over the last few days.
Uh-huh. Oh, yeah.
I thought that was pretty funny.
They know. They know where you've been. I smell it on you. It's the wasteland.
So what else, man?
They teased, and this was not expected at all, but they said, hey guys, we got some more exotics coming your way.
Yes.
And I guess we can just follow up with, and since the secret has been revealed, everybody by this point probably knows what they are, but let's talk about these exotics that
let's do it, man.
This is why showed on Instagram on Friday.
I love when we record our show, man, because we typically we manage to get all of this little extra info over the weekend and on Monday.
Fit it all in, yeah.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah.
So what's your favorite? Let's just start there. What are you most excited about?
Oh my gosh.
There's a lot of
okay,
them.
Well, I know what everybody on Twitter's favorite is, and that's the Mida multi-tool.
Oh, yes.
Which I like Mida. Mida's cool.
I didn't use it much in year one, man, just a little bit, but I am actually really excited to use that gun now with the way my playstyle's changed a little bit.
But I think out of all of these, strangely enough, I'm most excited about No Land Beyond.
Nice. Yeah.
And that was not something that you would have expected from me like many months ago, but I was like, hells yes.
It's
I
just
can't wait
turned
to get
into
year
a
2.
Fun gun, man.
Yeah. And because I had a lot of fun with it last season when I played with it, and I was sad to leave it behind. And I've heard that you can still use it I can use it regular Crucible.
Right.
I wouldn't mind bringing it out in like Iron Banner Trials and
I agree.
Mess around with it.
I didn't mess around with it a bunch in year one. It was actually the first exotic drop I got in regular Crucible, so that was pretty cool. But people were kind of still not super thrilled about it then. But they patched it a little since, and people for
they've made
a while
lot of adjustments
now,
with
right?
it.
And it's a fun. People have just turned it into a fun gun, so I'm right there with you. Like I'm excited to use it in something like Trials.
What are you most excited about?
Oh man, this is an easy one for me. Armamentarium. Oh, my Titan loves that Titan. Armamentarium, man.
Oh yeah.
Maybe switching over to Striker, especially if we get a little adjustment on the Sunbreakers.
I'm not going to mind seeing these nothing manacles come into
Oh
year two.
yeah, I
with
saw
us.
you tweeting about that.
Yeah, them nothing manacles.
Yeah,
Those will be fun, but we would be remiss if we didn't mention the two brand new exotics that are coming. And we were you guys weren't there, but we were grilling Swain off mic. We're like, Swain, we know that you know where these exotics are. And you were there, and he wouldn't tell us anything. He wouldn't tell us anything. But we were trying, but I was excited to see those two pop up this quick, because I was thinking in the back of my mind, like, oh god, they're tanked. We're never gonna see them again. But Twilight Garrison, the Titan chess piece, and the ATS-8 Tarantella, coming our way.
Nothing for your lovely warlock.
Where the French is my Astrosight verse. What is that? What it's called? The helmet.
So.
Where's my warlock helmet?
It must not be ready yet, man.
This is some BS. I'm throwing my engrams.
I'm excited to get another Titan.
Where's my new warlock exotic, man? This is
I'll just carry on for a couple minutes while you let that out, man. That's great.
All right. I got my stuff together here. But no, this is great for you hunters and you Titans. I'm really happy for you. As a warlock, I've learned to be satisfied with what I have. I can just go in without armor if I need to and kill you. So
you warlocks are creative and you're thinkers anyways. You'll think of something else to use.
Enjoy your new chess pieces when they come. And from what I understand, these are going to come in the December update that's coming. Is that right?
Yes.
So we will see those soon. Some other notable incoming. Dragon's Breath has some people intrigued.
Yeah, they tweaked that a little, right?
Well, I don't know that we know specifically what's getting changed.
Did they hint at something, or am I just thinking of a different one?
Well, they hinted in the weekly update that some of them might have some adjusted or new perks.
Right, that's right.
We just don't know what. And I think the speculation is, okay, well, let's take a weapon like Dragon's Breath that was really underutilized, not well received. When it came back, and they're going to release this thing back in the wild, they must have a good plan for it.
It would be pretty cool if that one was one we would actually want to use.
And a lot of people are pointing out that combined with the Titan helmet, I'm drawing a blank. Help me out here. The one that gives you tracking, Taikonaut.
Oh, Taikonaut, yeah.
Could be pretty good.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Yes.
That could be interesting.
So Dragon's Breath with tracking, and it leaves a fusion grenade or a solar grenade behind. That could be pretty cool.
It's making me think a little bit, man.
It's making me think a little bit. So, some interesting stuff. I was excited to see Super Good Advice up there. And
yeah, Super Good Advice.
Does not get a lot of love, but I used it well in the Vault of Glass.
Yeah, some people mentioned using that now on Oryx. I saw that somewhere. I don't remember if it's something we were tweeting back and forth or if I saw it on Reddit or something.
Interesting.
Just because of the replenishing ammo.
Yeah,
but,
a lot of good stuff there, man.
Yeah, Bones of AO, Plan C, Hard Light.
Oh,
I was surprised.
Plan C, kill me now. Hard Light, one of my buddies I knew was going to be happy about Hard Light. It's one of his favorite weapons. And if you brought that thing out after the weapon patch that dropped before taking King, oh my gosh, so much fun. Mm-hmm. Just light show.
After the little bump we might be getting next month, man, that thing could be brutal.
It could. It was good right now. I mean, it's good right now in regular Crucible. It could be even better.
Right.
We'll talk about that. So, good stuff. Some more other armor pieces coming. Going to be nice to have some more content, some more stuff to hope for. Get those year 2 versions. A lot of these, I mean, I'm assuming we'll be able to purchase most of these from the kiosk, right? Purchase the year 2 version. So there will be another Mark sync for you there.
Yeah.
Pick up your favorite versions of all of these.
Spending them on Spirit Bloom again and other stuff. But the 3 last we didn't mention, what is it? It's Paragon Greaves, Radiant Dance Machines, and
Apotheosis Veil.
There you go.
Good
so
stuff.
That's a lot, man. Of course we saw a post. People were kind of, I won't say they were frustrated. They they did still mention, I think this is on Reddit, that they enjoyed the game and it's a fun game, but now they're rehashing old content, just giving us a couple new items. But man, I don't know.
Honestly, I didn't expect this much this soon. So
right, that's a lot of them.
Smile and say thanks.
Have fun. Yeah, I was thinking we were gonna get like 4 or 5 of them announced on their Instagram, but that's a lot, man. That's a lot of stuff. So
turns into a good little number of stuff. So I'll take it, guys. I'll take it
for sure.
I will take it, and then that'll be another thing that you can spend your 3 coins on.
Oh,
trying
exactly.
to get those. Those will be in the exotic loot pool, so you'll be able to get out there, grind those out, get the higher versions, the 300, 310, 290, whatever version it is you're trying to get. So
very cool, man. Yeah, something else too in the December update. They wanted to remind us that our etheric light and worm spore. We've mentioned that will.
That'll have some uses in December.
I'll be interested to see what they do with etheric light. They just give us rep or what they give us.
Yeah, I hope it's something better than that.
Hopefully.
I don't know. We'll see. I'll take anything at this point, guys.
They're just sitting in our inventory.
Really doesn't take much. They mentioned that possibly this week we might hear some about the challenges, the what are they called?
Challenge mode.
Challenge mode.
Yes.
See, I don't even know what it's called because they haven't.
You're just too
told
excited about it, man.
It's like challenges, yes.
Yeah, I think we're gonna get that in the weekly update this week.
Hopefully so.
I'm hoping so. That's kind of what it sounded like. So, what about this is part of the weekly update as well, and they released a lot of information on it today. Tell us about the refer a friend little spiel we've got going on.
So, Aeronite, have you played Destiny?
I have played, man. Sorry, I won't be able to help you out with that refer a friend thing.
You're like my only friend. Okay, well, I'm not going to tell you guys about this because it's pointless. Okay, just kidding. So yeah, this refer a friend campaign launched today officially. You can go to Bungie.net. You can log into your profile. You can create a link that a new player to Destiny, not an existing friend or a friend that already has the Taken King, a brand new friend can accept that link and link your accounts. Once that happens, you get a quest line together that throughout completion will give you some rewards. Tell us about those rewards.
Oh, man. I was like, oh, this is cool, man. This is kind of promoting, some new players. That's fine. Get some more people into the game. That's always a good thing. Until I saw 3 new swords. What did you think about that? Now, we'll talk about the other things later, but swords?
You want to know about the swords?
Swords, man.
I pulled up the item in the armory. It looks like just a new
version of what we have.
Right now you've got Soul Edge, Arc Edge, Void Edge, or the legendary versions of the swords, right?
Right.
It looks like kind of reskinned versions of those, if you will.
They've got are they a different model?
They
just
are, yeah.
Same stats.
I think, yeah. It showed them as 220 in the database. The perks looked identical. And like basically what looked different was maybe like the blade and the hilt, looked different, but I don't think there's anything like substantially different about them.
Well, that's not too bad.
Doesn't mean I don't want it, but
I know. I tell you what I'm excited about, man. It's I think the Sparrow looks cool. It's got like that.
Everybody's loving that Sparrow.
The blue trimmed lighting and the black, man. Oh, that thing is sharp.
The Tron Sparrow.
Right?
You know what? I could give a crap about all of the rest of that. Give me those emotes.
All right.
The duo dance and especially the high five, bro. I just want to high five my bros.
So, do you think like you have to? I was thinking about this when I watched the trailer. There is a trailer for this. It's out today too. It's pretty funny, but it's kind of cheesy, but kind of funny. Appropriate for our podcast this week.
Yeah.
So, okay, the shader is kind of cool, but okay, let's get back to the emotes. The shader looks like it's kind of all black. I always think any black shader looks cool.
Yeah, just look like a black shader. I'm not sure how different it's going to be from Old Guard,
right?
But I guess we could see.
Well, okay, this is my question on the emotes, though. do you think you have to time it just right with your buddy, or do they actually like kind of lock in and sink in when you do a high five? I don't see how that would be possible.
I don't know.
You just got to time it, you think?
I'm interested to know that as well. I mean,
like when they did the dance in the video,
and it was going together.
Yeah.
Maybe it has some kind of thing where it'll sync it up for you.
That would be kind of cool.
Otherwise, you're going to have a lot of frustrated people like just high five in the air around their friend's hand.
Right.
or something. But they looked really cool because when I saw the emotes pop up in the database last week, I was like, well, I'm assuming you do this with a person. I wonder how that's going to look. And then they showed it off in the trailer and I was like, what? I got to have this.
I know, man.
So I'm okay. So this is all cool. You get stuff. There's a shader. There's an emblem. There's the sword, sparrow, emotes. Okay. That's all great. But how do you feel about it?
You know, man, it's fine, except until you think one of those items is really cool and you've been playing the game since day one. But the thing about this is they can't sell these to us like they did the collector's edition stuff, or like they still maybe will the collector's edition stuff. But they can't do that because that throws their entire idea and what they're trying to do here out the window.
Right.
So it just seems like we're either going to have to find a friend that wants to get this game and play it, or we're not going to get this stuff.
Yeah. I mean, already people are taking to Twitter, to the Bungie forums, to whatever they can find, and are like, hey, here's my link. And maybe that's what they want us to do. I mean, I think the aim... Here's how some people, I think, are seeing it is like they want us to be salesmen for them and be like, hey, buy this game, man, so I can get this stuff. Right. I think in actuality, what they're trying to do is incentivize old veteran Guardians to take new Guardians that are already coming in under their wing a little bit and help them have a better experience.
Right.
Now, could that backfire? Maybe a little bit. But I think overall, it could be a good thing. And I think, at the heart of this, if that's what they're trying to achieve, I think it's an interesting idea.
But how are you going to find those people, man? You have to know the person, and, they're expecting, I guess, a lot of people to pick this up or get it at Christmas, but I can't. I've sat here and tried to think of someone. I've gotten, a handful of people to buy the game over the last year, and I don't know. I don't know.
All my friends that are gonna play this game are playing this game,
right?
So I'm pretty much just I'm gonna pin it to my Twitter. I'm gonna put up a post on Bungie.net on recruitment, and I'm just gonna leave it up. I'm gonna say, hey, if you want a veteran Guardian, hit me up.
Right. No, definitely.
I don't know. I don't know how else to find
thing.
it. I don't know how else to do it. Even the guys that are in our clan and my clan and my old one, they're all veteran players. I don't know.
Right.
I don't know, but we'll see how it goes.
I think it's cool, they don't know, they're not thinking of this stuff, for, they probably have been sitting on this for a little while, but they can't come out with this right out of the gate. And it's cool, bring more people to the game, but man, I like that sparrow.
It's a double-edged sword doing stuff like this, because you're always going to chap somebody's butt.
Right.
They can't get what it is that you have to offer, If there's a gate, there's a gate.
Right.
You have to do something to get through the gate.
We don't
can't
rage.
Always do the thing that gets us through the gate,
Ours is like a comfortable, not even frustration, but man, I'm sure there's people already kind of raging out there a bit. We see
they're ranting and raving. I'm not gonna rage today.
It's all good. We'll find somebody that wants to buddy up with us. Oh, by the way, no Warlock love in that trailer, right? It was just a Hunter and Titan through the whole thing, I think. So
why do you think that is?
Sorry about that. I don't know, man. Especially with, if Deej had any involvement at all, where's the Warlock?
Where's the Warlocks?
Titan and Warlock would have been nice.
Yeah, right. moving right along. So we talked about exotics. We talked about, I think, everything in the weekly update here.
Yeah, I wanted to mention real quick, actually. I like the little what's up section that they do. And at the bottom of that, they mention that they now have a new contact form if you see a Guardian engaging in malicious activity or suspected cheating. They want you to file a report on their new contact form. There's a link to it in the latest weekly update, but they say they probably won't respond, or more than likely won't. They're just using it for data collection. But anyways, if it never hurts, to report cheating or things of that nature to the proper places. So
it sure is, guys. Use that form. So as the update continued, we got a little letter from the desk of Mr. John Wisniewski.
We did.
The Newsk.
Pretty long letter.
Yeah, it was. It was a long letter, a long love letter to the Crucible. So for the main topic this week, we're going to talk about that long letter and all of its lovely contents. You want to get into the main topic here?
Yeah, let's do it, man. Let's just, we did this several episodes back, I believe. I think it was before 2.0, man. It was way back.
Yeah, before, right? But I guess it was before 2.0 dropped, but they gave us the contents of 2.0.
Right.
And it was a lot to digest. We had to chew on that, and we chewed and chewed.
Well, we like to go through this stuff with you guys. We won't bore you too much, but I'm sure you're as interested as we are to hear about some of these changes and maybe where the Crucible is going. But let's just start it off, man. Auto rifles. I don't think it's pretty obvious. People that play the game and the designers themselves still aren't quite happy where auto rifles are at currently.
Yep.
So they are going to increase a small increase to base damage on auto rifles. So the low rate of fire like Suros Regime is going to get a 3% base increase. The medium rate of fire like Zalo is going to get 7%. Yep. High 7%. Rate of fire 4%. So basically they want auto rifles to be able to challenge at really kind of like a close to medium range. And right now they're still not doing it. So I really hope this does it, man, because I really want to use some auto rifles, dude.
Yeah, I do too. I mean, I miss them. Many people do. Our friend at Slarty Bartfast said, so excited for the impending return of assault rifles, auto rifles. I cannot wait to have them viable again. So already the return of auto rifles is heralded. We will see, but I would not be surprised if they are competitor once again. I think that's the idea.
I think so, man. I think this might bring them up just enough. But what I'm more worried about is what you can tell us about right now, man, is the pulse rifles.
Let's talk about pulse rifles. Do you even primary? So, it has been heralded that the age of pulse rifles will end.
Oh, man.
It is a dark and terrible future. Here's what's going to happen, guys. This is their goal. Pulse rifle is optimal at medium range, but can still effectively engage enemies at close or medium long range. Should feel strong in PvP, but not the only competitive option. I think that's where we are right now. What do you bring into Crucible right now? What's your primary?
You're asking me?
Yes.
It is pulse rifle.
Which one?
Nerwin's Mercy, man.
Nerwin's Mercy. Okay, yeah, I'm a Nerwin's guy too, but I got that reflection some. It's feeling good too. Well, that gun in particular is about to suck it. Low rate of fire, for instance, the Messenger, spare change, 9% base damage reduction.
Goodness, man.
Hold your tears in. Medium rate of fire, Hawksaw, no time to explain, Red Death, oh, thank God. 8% damage reduction. I'm so sick of getting killed by Red Death. High rate of fire, Bad Juju, the worst offender, 8% base damage reduction. And then highest rate of fire, Grasp of Mirok, for instance, 2% base damage reduction. So I think the low, medium, and I guess medium high rate of fires are all getting what I would call a significant nerf.
Dude, I went back and looked. It took me a minute to figure out what episode we talked about this in. I pulled up the weapon rebalance February 25th, 2015.
Okay.
Increased base damage on pulse rifles, 9.7%.
Looky there.
They're like taking it. This is the one I'm most vocal about. You do get killed a lot by pulse rifles right now. It's not like Thorn and Last Word. They're a little strong. But
right.
Is it just me, or are these numbers that they're reducing it almost exactly what they raised it back in February?
It's pretty close.
So
I do feel like they have, since then, distinguished the archetypes a little more clearly.
And we have the damage fall off range now.
Right. But I can't argue completely with what you're saying.
Man.
Which, okay, to be fair, this is a balance. They have to balance them back with the rest of the game.
Right. But before we never used them, right? Am I remembering correctly? People didn't use pulse rifles.
They were not heavily used. I wouldn't say never.
Nothing, obviously, like now, but it just seems like this may be a little much, but we'll see. I don't know.
I hope it's not too much. I personally like pulses. I like them more than scouts. I like them more than autos. Not just because they're strong. I've learned to play the game a certain way.
Right.
To focus on precision bursts, and I like the way that plays. It reminds me a lot of, the old battle rifle.
Right.
I think it's arguably a staple of Bungie gunplay. So I hope that it doesn't fall to where it's too weak, that it's not competitive. But, I got to leave it up to these guys. They're the crucible scientists. Man. Like, I'm hoping that they know what they're doing here. We just got to have a little faith.
I think you may be onto something, man. I mean, the range could save you with these guns. They've got the range. They're going to do the auto rifle, if they do it correctly, shouldn't be able to compete against you, if you're at a distance. Right. But I don't know, man.
They are increasing base damage against AI combatants to 1.3 times, was 1.25 times. So we got a 0.05 increase in base damage. Okay. And then reduced damage fall off to start between auto rifle and hand cannon ranges. So I think that they're trying to even more fit that gun in the niche as far as fall off.
Right.
So it's, a little bit closer than it used to be.
I feel like, man, if this is too much, that we may be seeing some scout rifles a lot. I don't know. I
can live with seeing scout rifles come back in a way.
At least they promote, I guess. They promote precision hits as well, accuracy.
Yeah. Tell me about hand cannons.
Hand cannons, man. Not a whole lot here on hand cannons, but I think they're maybe trying to make them a little bit more viable of an option. The goals, they say hand cannons are optimal at close to medium range, which we know, and rewards agility under fire, precision targeting, and snapshots. Hand cannons cannot reliably compete with scout rifles at long range. That's kind of a pretty specific one. But the changes that they're actually going to do, there's just one. Increase aim down sight accuracy for more reliable shooting at close to medium range. But there's no increase in damage here or anything. I guess that's going to help them quite a bit. I will say I use my Imago loop, and I've used the Iron Banner hand cannon that I just got. Mm-hmm. And it actually wasn't even leveled, but I'm trying to get used to it again because I haven't used them since 2.0 dropped. But you can get kills with them, man. 3 shots. You've got to get the precision hits.
I was getting killed with them in Iron Banner by the Iron Banner hand cannon just 2 nights ago.
I just really hope that legendary hand cannons become a thing, they're just fun to use. I like using them.
Yeah, and I have a nice one with some cool perks on it that I'm waiting to use. So we'll see.
We'll have to report on that, man. After this drops in December, we'll have some things to talk about.
Guys, the next one, FYI, Golden Gun is not and never will be affected by hand cannon weapon changes. I'm already seeing people on Twitter like, but when are you going to fix the Golden Gun range nerf? Guys, it has nothing to do with that. It's different bugs.
They even gave us a little smiley face on that one, man.
Smiley face, winky face from John Wisniewski.
This next one we've got to talk about quite a bit, man. Tell us about shotguns. This one, there's a lot here.
What are shotguns? Shotguns no longer exist after this patch.
We're going to dissect this, man, because I did hear kind of a counter to this, and it'll be fun to talk about this. Tell us what we've got.
All right, I guess I'll tell you what you got. Okay, so here's the long and the short of it. That instance where a shotgun was lethal is no longer lethal. I think the goal is shotguns are most effective at very close range. So I'm going to try to sum up what they're doing here. The starting damage fall off should match the melee lunge range depending on a low range or high range shotty. So if you've got a low range shotty, the damage fall off is about where you would punch. If you're a Titan and you have baby dinosaur arms, the high range shotgun damage fall off is going to fall, and they use the example blink strike range. So they're even further reducing damage fall off. So the range is just going to be ridiculously nerfed on these things. It must be inside your opponent's mouth to kill them.
Reduce weapon. You use shotguns every now and then.
No. I would never be partial to shotguns. Reduce weapon agility so that close quarter combat is more deliberate. So not only is the range going to suffer, there's slower ready and stow times for shotguns. Goodbye blink shotgunning. Additional recoil across the entire stability stat range, slower reload speed, slower time to aim down sights, slower base movement speed when shotguns are the active weapon. Sprint is not affected. Add 2 frames delay when firing out of sprint.
This keeps going, man.
Also, when you ready the gun, you automatically shoot yourself in the foot. What else? Good. I think that's the long and the short of it. So
our buddy Pauly D, man, he says, hopefully I will be able to use hand cannons again and maybe won't get sniped by shotguns. Won't know until it drops, though. It sounds like what you think.
I think you're on the right course here, Pauly. I don't think you have much to worry about. No, I'm being really negative about this. I honestly have no idea how to interpret how these things are going to feel because there's so many changes that they've made right here.
I did feel like an angle on this, man, that I heard someone talking about.
Please tell me.
Is I mean, this is a little much. I'm not going to try and argue that. Like the 2 frames delay out of sprint. But I feel like this, with maybe a couple of these tweaked, this is a lot. It's high risk, high reward. You're going to get that first kill. If you've been using them and you're good with shotguns, you're going to get that first kill. But you're not going to go in and kill 4 people with it. You're not going to blink shotgun around.
But that's when it's fun.
Right. I know, man, but that's what people are frustrated about.
I was using my invective, and it was so much fun this week.
It's basically you're going to get the 1 kill. You better be able to maneuver around a bit before you can shoot and get that second kill. But this, I got to say, man, I agree. Like, it seems like a lot. We're going to have to, I'm going to have to try shotguns out just to see what this feels like.
And, you know, they can't win because people were just crying a freaking river about shotguns like a couple months ago, and they're like, please nerf shotguns. Right. Oh, my God. And I think that we were among them, but now we're like, whoa, guys, don't you think this is a little much?
I will say, dude, I don't die. I haven't gotten frustrated about a shotgun in a while, dude. Like, I don't know.
I haven't been too frustrated. I mean, I don't think that blink shotgunning is a big thing anymore.
Right.
It still exists. It's just not as much of a problem. Because those old, ranged shotguns are just not as effective as they used to be, but I don't think they felt like that was enough.
Well, some people argue if you just would have taken those shotguns out of the game, or got rid of their range, that would have fixed the problem. But we still have people talking about shotguns, so that's why we're getting all this.
But here's the real problem. What about in PvE?
Oh, I know, man.
Were shotguns a problem in PvE?
No.
I thought that they were very useful. They were still very high risk, high reward. It wasn't like I was, beating the entire game with a shotgun equip, but they were very useful in a lot of the new content and keeping my butt out of trouble. I don't know how well they're going to do now in PvE.
Well, they're fun, definitely in PvE. So, I mean, that's the question that's been coming up that we've seen in the community as well is when do they decide to separate these changes between PvE and PvP? And is that something they should do regularly? This is a great example of it. I mean, it's going to be interesting.
It's very complicated. I can really live with them tinkering a lot with how things affect the Crucible. But I want things to be kind of normal in PvE.
Right.
And when you affect the mechanics of a gun this much, also this month, then it's going to affect a lot of how I'm used to playing the game. And, it's going to affect more than just us guys playing PvP guys. PvE guys, listen up, like shotguns, if you use them, are about to change big time.
Right.
So...
Well, they have to balance so much, man. There's so much to think about. And then to throw on top of that, they're going to separate PvE and PvP. I just can't imagine the task that would be, I mean, they've done it in the past on a few things, but I don't know, man.
That's like a paradigm shift, so I don't even know. I don't even want to wrap my head around that.
Right.
Let's move on and talk about fusion rifles.
I wanted to mention, too, I forgot earlier when I was talking about pulse rifles, our friend on Twitter, Fun with Destiny, said he thinks it's going to be overboard on the pulse rifles like it was on hand cannons and auto rifles before. I did want to throw that in because that's kind of initially how I felt as well.
Could be.
But fusion rifles. So, not a ton on fusion rifles. They don't even have separation. Well, actually, I'm sorry. There is more than I thought. I was thinking it moved on to the next section. Goals for fusion rifles. Optimal at mid-range, where targets are easier to track, but they're not close enough to attack while charging up.
Right.
Requires combat foresight and the ability to predict a target's movement. So, I mean, that's, you got to charge it and try to figure out where they're going so you can cut them off. But they do want to accentuate close range, medium range effectiveness by tuning charge speed and stability. So, the actual changes. They're going to increase charge speed on fast-charging fusion rifles, but reduce burst damage to compensate. Fusion rifles behave more predictably based on player state. So reduced hipfire stability for all fusion rifles, and increased aim down sight and crouched stability for all fusion rifles. And then they're going to reduce the ammo that you have in your carried ammo slot. And they are increasing that little tweak that they seem to be doing on several things. Base damage to AI combatants from 1.25 or to 1.25 from 1.15.
Mm-hmm.
So here's the thing about fusion rifles. They're unique. They're cool. You can definitely get kills with them. I used them a little bit when I first jumped in the Crucible. I don't really use them. And I don't know why. Honestly, it's the same with sidearms, man. I can't put my sniper rifle down, but
I think it's okay. For one, it's a sniper's game right now.
Right.
For two, fusion rifles are so far from what they were originally. Now it's a different weapon.
Right.
To me, because when I first started playing Destiny, not even just in Crucible but in PvE, I liked fusion rifles. I thought they were really cool.
They're just different, right?
I was like, it's kind of like a long range chargeable shotgun. Like I can dig this. I can feel this. I can kind of get into how it's working. And then the great fusion rifle nerf came, and then the next one, and the next one. And they're just slowly evolving what this gun is and what it's supposed to be. And I think now, I think that it probably exists in a way that's useful, but it's so niche that nobody really cares to pick them up.
I feel like that secondary slot, dude, with sidearms, fusion rifles, sniper rifles, I want to use those other guns, shotguns, obviously, but I'm a huge sniper. I like to dabble in shotguns every now and then. I pulled out the Iron Banner sidearm this week. That thing is a beast.
Oh yeah, I was getting wrecked a little bit.
But I hardly ever use them, man. There's just so many options, and it seems like they're very, other than, I mean, it's obvious sniper rifle, shotgun, but the fusion rifle and sidearm, it's just like they're kind of just out there. You don't know when to use them, you know? I don't know.
I think there are good places and times to use them, but I feel like they're more specialized even than a sniper and a shotty.
Right.
Which is kind of counterintuitive because we're talking about the extreme of close and long range. But what people do is they want to take those guns, the shotgun and the sniper, and they want to push them to the limit of where they can use it, right?
Right.
So you'll get people that are so good at sniping that they'll get the no scopes, or they'll get the body shot melee or whatever, like the body shot primary combo with the sniper, or they'll put on a short scope and snipe you from 15 feet away. Like weird stuff like that will happen by people just exhausting the utility of that gun.
Right.
Same thing with shotguns. Mm-hmm. They'll push it to its maximum range so they can use it like a fusion rifle is supposed to be used. So I think that hopefully over time they're going to continue to define these guns more and more so that they can be used less and less in a utilitarian way and more in a specialized way, so that there's more room for the middle where the fusion rifle and the sidearm lies, right?
Yeah.
Because if you're going close to long, it's shotgun, sidearm, fusion rifle, sniper, if I'm seeing it clearly. But they just haven't been defined well enough in the way that they're balanced.
No, that's well said, man. I mean, sniper rifles are just kind of a weird thing because, I've heard people say the sidearm's great for just finishing someone off after you've, just want to, you put some damage into them and you swap to the sidearm, just finish them off. But the thing is if you're comfortable with a sniper rifle, they're so powerful, man, and they can do almost anything that you can and want to do with them. I can't, like, one of my favorite things, man, it's one or the other. I body shot if I can't get the headshot, and then I'll whip out my primary and finish them off. Or it'll be the
vice
opposite.
Versa.
Yeah. So, I don't know.
Or it can be a sniper shotty. You can just point it right at their neck, and just blam blam. So many things you could do.
Well, I don't know, man. Sniper rifles are.
Well, let's talk snipers.
Let's do it.
We're talking about snipers.
What do we got?
Not huge changes here, but needed changes. So, after the last gun balance patch, there were some problems brought up with sniper rifle range. So what they've done is they've extended sniper rifle damage fall off. So damage only reduces for very long range shots. So there was an issue with what some people felt like was a adequate range to expect a kill with a headshot. Mm-hmm. We're not talking super, super long, like from one tip to the other tip of the map. We're talking like, an average sniper range, what you would expect in pulling a headshot and not getting the kill. So what they've done is they've adjusted that damage fall off. So hopefully that doesn't happen unless you're at a very, very long range. And then last, there was kind of a not huge, hugely known or widely known issue that was going going on, but there was, I think we might have talked about this last week, was luck in the chamber.
I think so. Uh-huh.
One of our listeners had brought that up, like, hey, is somebody trying to tell us something with all these luck in the chamber sniper rifles? So, once again, we're kind of running into an issue similar to Final Round, not as widely as exploited because it wasn't as easily used, but you could pick up, nice high or low impact sniper rifles from the gunsmith with luck in the chamber every so often, and end up with, one shot body kills.
Right.
And so what they've done is same as Final Round, luck in the chamber on sniper rifles now only buffs precision damage. So it's
awesome.
Really only going to be useful if, I suppose, you have an opponent with an overshield, or maybe you're in PvE. So fix that before it was a huge problem.
Tweeted out this week, man, I got killed by it again in Crucible. And I don't really let myself get too frustrated. But when I'm trying to get my headshots with my sniper rifle, and somebody body shots me full health with Irene luck in the chamber, I'm like, come on, man.
I know.
Please just shoot me in the head, please.
I know.
But, it's one of those things. But at least we don't have to worry about it anymore. I will say Does this mean that I did pick up my Luck in the Chamber Irene last week because I heard it was killer in PvE. I heard it was a nice sniper to have. Plus, the holographic sight on it is apparently pretty cool.
Yeah.
But do you think we'll be able to one-shot Sunbreakers with that thing if it procs?
Maybe.
If they don't get nerfed anytime soon,
I guess we'll find out.
It's very frustrating, even myself being a Titan.
Is that what it's going to take?
that you can't shoot a single headshot Sunbreaker and take him down. You should be able to do that.
Yeah. We will see. I guess we'll find out.
Next month. All right, sidearms.
Sidearms.
So we're just mentioning sidearms. So the goals of sidearms should always feel light and responsive. Reload and handling stats go from good to great. Sidearms are optimal at close range to medium range and lose effectiveness at long range. Sidearms are intended to act as an all-purpose support tool for your primary weapon rather than a special case alternative. The change that they are making. Increase ready and stow speed for all sidearms. That was a lot of goals for one change, but
yep. You just get to whip it out real quick. That's all they had to say.
Yep, that's it for sidearms right now. I
can deal with that. I mean,
we just talked about they're effective. I just don't know when to use it. Like I don't know. It never is my decision that I want to use that gun over something else. Even though I think they're really cool, I like them.
It's your aw shucks weapon.
Exactly. Yeah.
To bleep out my own French. It's like either you got somebody coming at you and you got a scout equipped, or you need to reload and you need to finish them. You just whip it out real quick.
Right.
Pop.
How about when I get my Titan level, let's run around No Land Beyond sidearm.
Dude, sounds awesome. I can't wait.
So how about some exotic weapons that are getting tweaked a bit, man?
Yeah, man. We talked about the first. Well, I talked a little bit about the first curse. Specifically, I talked more about the test weapon imprecation that is part of that quest. Now, I have not brought this thing out, dumped any XP, or even played with it since I received it because I heard pretty quickly that it was just poorly received.
Right.
That it was not what it was meant to be. It's kind of the yin to Last Word's yang. Last Word's that quick up close, in your face weapon, and the first curse is supposed to be the really long range kind of sniper of hand cannons,
Right.
So what they've done is tried to tweak that out along with imprecation, to, I guess, make that a little more substantial. So, hold on while I page over here. First curse perk now refills the magazine when activated, which is what you would hope. Provides better stability, better target acquisition and damage. Fall off starts further out while the perk remains active. 25 plus 25 to first curse base range. That's pretty substantial.
Right.
And then fixed a bug where the perk would deactivate if the player summoned their ghost. So, besides just improving the way it handles overall, when you get that perk, you're going to have a lot more range. So I'm interested to see how this thing plays after this. I wouldn't mind, a little longer range hand cannon. What about you?
Yeah, man, I mentioned it before, whether it's legendary or exotic, I would love to use a hand cannon again just because I used them so much in year one. And I'm kind of excited. I don't have this gun yet, but this may push me to get it just to try it out. I like long range precision shot hand cannons, so may have to give it a shot.
This will probably be the one you want.
Yeah, so we'll see. Speaking of that, Hawkmoon, it's getting hit a bit since they've noticed that it's raised to the top after hand cannons pretty much aren't used too much as of now.
Right.
This is where I get kind of confused, man. They're reducing the base range of it by 20, and lucky bullets from both Luck in the Chamber and Holding Aces now deal 1.2 times damage, and it was 1.3. So it's not a huge change. You're not going to be able to kill people from range. You'll still be able to two-shot them every now and then with the Hawkmoon, but we can all agree that hand cannons are kind of in a weird low damage place right now. You still can get kills with them, but you're not using them very much. So then, instead of maybe making it to where we might use them a little bit more. They take the one we are using and they drop it down a bit. You know what I mean?
They're like, guys, I said put away the hand cannons.
I don't know. It's
yes, you too, Hawkmoon.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
It'll still be fine. I think, you're going to have to be closer, but it's just weird, man. I don't know. This is coming, like I've mentioned already, from somebody that used hand cannons like crazy in year one, and now I'm all pulse and scout rifle, which is awesome, man. Like, I want to use different guns, but I don't know. I guess it's the ultimate challenge of finding balance while also still having those few weapons, of each type that kind of stand out. I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, we can't. We're not allowed to have anything special.
Right.
Chaperone. While we're on that note, the one gun that all you shotgun aficionados still enjoyed is having a reduction in base damage, an increase in precision damage from 1.1 to 1.75. So what that means is you get that precision shot, you are going to kill that person. If you don't get that precision shot, you may be looking at 2 to 3 rounds to the chest, I think is what it's telling me. Which is funny because people complained about this gun when it came out because it was a 2-body, kill, like right. 2-body shot kill. And, I'm not going to lie, like, it's not super easy to get that chaperone headshot. I mean, I guess if I'm not terrible, I could do a better job, because I've seen some videos of guys saying, like, look, guys, I wasn't even aiming at his head and I got the precision headshot. I probably just need to change the way I play headshot or play shotguns, but a little adjustment there. And, a couple of my friends were like, yeah, that's deserved, and I'm going to take their word for it. I think they get killed with it more than I do. What do you think?
I don't know, man. I actually don't even have the chaperone yet, so this is all you talking about this one. So.
We'll see. I used it some in trials a week or two ago, and had some success. I don't feel like it was super overpowered, but maybe I just don't see it enough to feel its impact. I'm gonna have to trust with what they're going there. I mean, right. It's kind of getting a nerf and a buff, so we'll just see where it lands.
Overall, dude, I don't want to forget about this. I feel like 2.0 really went in the right direction, dude. Like, it seems like I'm not frustrated with the Crucible at all right now. We've got a couple more to go over here, but I feel like this patch is just kind of, some of it's just kind of strange. I don't know. It doesn't seem, they've tested it, I'm sure. Like you said, we got to put trust in them that they know what they're doing with the stuff. They look at all the data on the back end, but some of this stuff just seems odd. Like, I don't know what's going to come out of this when it drops, man. For example, the Titan auto rifle, Fabian Strategy, which I still do not have. This gun, apparently, all I've heard about this gun is just that it's kind of like the first curse. It's not meeting any expectations. So they're trying to make it to where basically you want this gun and you want to try to use it, but it's a little different than like your Talalak. It seems that gun's just cool. This gun just, I think, is still trying to be cool. But the changes they're doing to it is front lines perk on Fabian Strategy no longer buffs rate of fire as a bonus modifier. Front lines now increases the base rate of fire stat to the highest speed, and the damage per bullet is offset to match the high rate of fire archetype. They removed extended mag perk and replaced it with flared magwell, removed small bore and replaced it with rifled barrel, and increased base reload and stability on the weapon to help offset the removed stat upgrades. So basically just changing the weapon entirely.
Yeah, it's it kind of reminds me of what they did with Suros regime, the new Suros regime exotic, in that you're not gonna have selectable perks, but basically when you get that perk to activate, like, and you're up close, it turns into a completely different gun, basically.
Right.
Which I kind of see where they're going with this, right? So when you're at range, you don't necessarily want a high rate of fire auto rifle, because there's a lot of spray, like there's a lot of rounds that you need to get contact to do the damage you need to do. So those medium and even lower rate of fire auto rifles, can be better because you have less rounds to place at range, right? So what they're doing is they're saying, like, we're going to reward you when you get up close. So say you're running in, you're firing, then you get real up close. We're going to turn this thing into, like, from tick, 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 real fast. So you're just hosing them down with bullets all of a sudden. Kind of like a shock and awe thing, which I think is interesting. Like, I think it's a different, philosophy than what was intended for the weapon.
I think the thing looks cool, man. I've always liked the way it looks.
I think what they're going here is for it to feel more visceral, for it to be more tangible what the change is, and I think that they could achieve that with this. I'm gonna try to get this with my Titan when I can, and see how it holds up.
It seems to be eluding me, man. I still have not seen that weapon. I don't know. I haven't. I've seen other people with it.
Well, you have to get that through the gunsmith, right?
Oh, is it? Oh, dude, duh. What rank is it, though? Is it?
I think rank 3.
That's right, man. I'm sitting here thinking it's a drop. See, that's the thing, too, that's weird about my gunsmith. It's funny you say that. It's all coming back to me now. The other day I logged in. I'm rank 4 with the gunsmith, okay? And I got I think I completed a quest. But it kind of just popped up on my screen randomly when I went to the tower. And then I went to the gunsmith and I got that shotgun that you get, which is part of that. So I can't figure out, like, if it was weird because I'd already been to the tower several times. Sorry, this is kind of a tangent. But when I went yesterday, it said I completed that quest, and then the shotgun popped up for me in the next stage of that quest. So I don't know. Maybe now I'll get it at some point. I don't know if that was bugged out for me or what. But anyways, sorry. I kind of completely forgot that gun was from the gunsmith, man.
You're just distracted, man.
Yeah.
You'll get it. Look into that quest line and see what you got to do to pick that up.
Well, that one's all about the I think the telemetries and stuff, right? It's where you have to use certain guns or dismantle certain.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. All right, cool. So what about Black Spindle?
Last but not least, Black Spindle. So what they did, they kind of did a quick little fix here. So there's no actual different scope for Black Spindle as far as like what you see when you peer through the scope. So they changed the scope upgrades to barrel upgrades, so you have some actual changes you can make there.
Right.
So didn't even realize that was a problem.
I didn't either.
And then sleeper stimulant. Tell us about that.
Yeah, it's they just changed a few things. That one still kind of had a little bug with it. Maximum inventory buffed from 7 to 9. Ammo swap exploit removed. Basically, you could switch from another type of heavy weapon to it when you had 0 ammo, and it would replenish it, right?
If you had like one rocket left, you could switch to this
Sleeper
gun, and it would have a full magazine.
Then they said inventory no longer benefits from fusion rifle armor perks, but does benefit from heavy armor perks. So it's just a classic, the game confusing itself on what type of weapon you actually have.
It seems like sometimes it's not just the game. I feel like sometimes Bungie forgets their rules. Like,
right?
Okay, if it's this class,
Vex.
but it falls under this class, it's this. Like, can you just make it clear? Because they'll be like, no, Vex Smith class isn't affected because it's not a fusion rifle. But then the next time they'll be like, well, but it's not affected, but it is a fusion rifle. Like, guys, what is going on here?
Wait, what are we doing?
Yeah.
Our buddy Manny, he just wanted to throw in too. He said this patch is what we asked for, regular weapon balancing, and he can't wait. So
can't ask for a better way to hem that up right there.
I'm interested to see this drop, man. Like I said, it's kind of a strange patch. We'll see what it does to some of the guns. As always, it'll be interesting to see what surfaces to the top as what everybody's using. So I don't know.
No doubt. Before we wrap up this and move out of the heavy Destiny talk here, a lot of people are kind of whispering and talking. What's coming next in Destiny?
Right.
Everybody wants to know. Got any speculation?
Man, we were talking about this a little before the show. All the big games, for the most, I think, not even for the most part, I think they're out now, right? Star Wars was kind of the tail end of it. I mean, I think we're getting, what are we getting next month? See, I can't even remember. So to me, it's gotta be
AAA
soon.
stuff's out. Yeah,
it's gotta be soon that we've got to get the buzz going again, man. They've got to announce something at PlayStation Experience, right? You think?
And look, I mean, they're smart. Like, okay, no, they're not going to release anything substantial in November when every other AAA game is dropping,
right?
Because they can't compete with that. Like the Taken King, they did it when they did it, so they didn't have to compete with Black Ops 3 at the same time and all this other stuff, right?
Right.
So that was smart. They're smart not trying to put out anything substantial in November when everybody's going out buying the newest, latest, best and putting their time there. I don't even think that we have to have something come in December, but when does the conversation start?
Right.
When do we start to talk about it? When do we start to see the press, the hype, the teases? Like, we need the roadmap. Like, Destiny players want to know what's coming up.
It's definitely time, man. I think first of the year is a comfortable time to do it. We've talked about them releasing stuff in the off season, even especially early on in the game, like it is right now, even though it's got a huge player base. But even in the future, release it September, first of the year, just to avoid the Call of Duties and stuff. It's no reason to compete when you can. September seems like a pretty comfortable time to release in January, February, but February be pushing it. I think you're right. December's okay. January, we need to have something dropped. So you're right. We need to be hearing about something here real soon.
It's got to be pretty soon. I'm, honestly hoping we get like an actual piece of sizable DLC.
Right.
Like, I don't mind paying $20 for it, 15, 30, whatever. Who cares? I just want a sizable piece of new content that's going to come up soon, in the near future. I think it's going to need it. The community's going to need it. They've done a lot with what they have so far. Don't get me wrong. And we still know that the raid challenge, the challenge mode is coming, and that'll be a nice little piece of content, to keep us busy for whoever knows how long. But, I just feel like it's time to kind of open the communication line here.
Yeah, no, man, I definitely agree. I think we'll be hearing something here real soon.
People getting restless.
We kind of, hopefully the weapon balancing isn't too boring to you guys. Other than the other news that's going on, we like to kind of keep you guys up to speed on the changes we're going to be seeing. We'll touch on it a little bit here and there as the December update rolls around. But we kind of mixed in our community within that main topic there. You guys heard us dropping in here and there. But shout-outs. I've got a shout-out I threw out to my Trials team. But we also got a tweet this week, man. We love these tweets. No Pity tweeted us a all derp Iron Banner crew they had this past week. It was him, Kinslayer, Hammer, Modern Pilgrim, and I'm just going to say Chris because it looks like UI Nike, but you told me not to even try when we were playing that one day. And then the Businessman 24. We got to give you guys a shout out. That was a cool pick, man, to see all you guys playing Iron Banner together.
Yeah, no doubt. I had to give a shout out to some of the guys I ran with Saturday night. Joe the Meaden. We had Mr. Manny G. So we had our community guys in there.
Man, you're running with the community dudes.
Yeah, we had fun. And then Big Papa Los, Father Blade, and TX Andy Man. Had a lot of fun playing with you guys. You guys are a lot more cool and collected than I am in the Crucible. I'm like, mother, blah, blah, just going off. Maybe I was having a rough night. Thanks for putting up with my salt, because I do got the salt. And I had a good time playing with you guys. It was fun. We'll play again next month when we get some more Iron Banner.
That's cool, man. I like that. Did it happen to be on Dirt Family Night? Or was that...
No, it was Saturday instead of Friday.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
I couldn't play Friday because I was sick. That was the night I was just worthless. I was like, I tried to get on, and it just was not happening for me, so I got off.
No, that's understandable,
like,
man.
No, sir.
Well, as usual, we like to say thanks to you guys, the Dirt Fam, and this great community we've got here, all of us. So please share your stories, share tweets, share pictures. We can't say enough. If you got a little story that happened, share it with us. We would love to tell the story in this little section in our Derp Community Spotlight.
Yeah, so for sure.
Don't hesitate to do that, even if it's kind of long and you have to send it via email.
Yeah. All the time. So before we leave here, where can they find you, Arrow?
You can find me at the Arrow Knight on Twitter, and YouTube and Twitch is Arrow Knight with a 0 on all 3 of those. And I'm hoping actually this weekend to stream some trials a little bit. So
do it.
I am planning on it. So I will tweet out.
Come and watch.
I will tweet out if I do that. So
nice, man.
What about you, man?
Yeah. You can find me at CyborgSasquatch or quietly lurking in Arrow Knight's Twitch channel.
Very nice.
You can find us at DestinyResetPodcast.com or on Twitter at DestinyReset. Thanks as usual for the iTunes reviews, guys.
Yes, thank you very much.
Those are very nice. Thanks for the kind words and the honesty. Don't forget to find us on Bungie.net, Destiny Reset Podcast group. You can join that whether or not you are in a clan or not in a clan, want to be part of a clan. It's just a good place to jump in with like-minded individuals that want to have a positive Destiny community experience. Over there, you will find our community administrators. That's Joe Meaden and Manny G. They'll be taking care of you, so hit them up if you get lost along the way. They'll be there to keep you informed and educated.
Yeah, and we kind of mentioned it, just touched on it a little bit before. We haven't thrown it in the announcements in a while, but every Friday is still Derp Family Night. So
it is.
We try to promote as many people as possible that can to jump on Friday nights, and hopefully you will meet up with some people that you can throw in more regularly in your fire team. Keep that in mind, guys.
Did we mention, I don't know if we have it, we mentioned Aesthetic X's YouTube montage that's coming up for the community?
We mentioned,
we might have talked about that last week.
Just that it was coming, but it is up now.
Yeah, well, he has a trailer, right?
Right.
Did he put up the full montage?
Did he? I'm not sure.
No, he put up the trailer montage.
Trailer. Yeah.
There's a montage trailer, guys. Yeah. We got to get this right.
It's a coming soon
teaser. He put together
a
montage trailer. Yeah, the coming soon, the teaser.
Yeah.
You can check it out. It's on our Twitter if you go dig down. Really, really cool looking stuff.
Yeah,
if you're part of the community and you want to be in there, which you absolutely can, hit up Aesthetic X on Twitter. Send him some clips.
No, definitely.
So he can get you in there because he's got some cool stuff coming together there.
Yeah, he messaged that to us and had us posted on our YouTube channel. So if you just go to Destiny Reset and it's actually probably the second video down right before Swain episode last week. So it's Cyborg's right, man. It's really cool. So send stuff his way because he is really enjoying working on it, and we're pretty excited and impressed with what he's given us so far. So definitely. Thank you.
And listen, guys, we got some great stuff coming up in the next 4 or 5 weeks of Destiny. Whether you're having a blast or not in Destiny, stay tuned. We've got good content, good guests. We have a very special episode coming for you before the end of the year that you're gonna like, that me and Aaron Knight been talking a lot about. And we think that you will have a blast listening to this. We'll tell you more as we get closer.
Oh, we definitely will do that, man.
But hey, this week, if you're in America, the United States of America, have a wonderful and happy Thanksgiving.
Yes, definitely do that.
I guess we kind of, before we forget, maybe we should say what we're thankful for this week.
What do we want to make it Destiny related?
It doesn't have to be.
Doesn't have to be. All right. Well, you go ahead. You go for it, man. What are you thankful for?
I'm thankful for Shax.
Very nice.
Because when I get double kills, he says, "This is amazing."
Very nice, man. I'm thankful. If it's Destiny related, I'm thankful for Trials, man. I do not get sick of playing Trials, man. It's my game mode. And then if we want to be serious, I'm thankful for my amazing family. There you go.
You're talking
man.
about the Derp fam, right?
Oh yes, sorry, the Derp fam. Oh
no, your actual
and my actual
and
family,
your wife
and my actual family,
your human family.
Yeah, exactly, man.
I'm thankful. To be honest, I don't want to get too serious, but I'm thankful for weapon parts.
There you go. Very nice. Why don't you guys? Okay, we'll keep it Destiny related. Tweet us what you're thankful for. That'll be fun, man. That'll be fun.
Yeah, let us know this week. What are you thankful for in Destiny? Is it your fire team members? Is it your clan? Is it your boy Arrow Knight? What are you thankful for in Destiny? Tweet us this week. We'll retweet you. We'll talk about it next week. We'll kind of read it off in the shout outs or the Derp community spotlight.
We'll make it good classic fun like we always do.
Yeah. Keep it classy over here.
So thank you very much for holding on with us here in this nice little outro we've been working on for the last couple minutes.
I think I've drug it out too long here.
Very nice. No,
we're
good,
thankful for you
for staying with us. But guys, as usual, until next week, have fun playing Destiny and take care, Guardians.
Message for Shax. Message for Shax. Oh dear, he hits.
I couldn't wait for that one, man, when you were testing that one.